Lesson number 109 is about corresponding parts and similar triangles. And it says for our first question, these triangles are congruent. What is the perimeter of each? So if they're congruent, congruent just means that they're exactly the same size and the same shape. So what we need to figure out with both of these is the perimeter. And the way that we are going to do that is look at our corresponding parts, the sides that go together. Now what we can see here is that, well, the 3 inches, we're going to put 1 tick mark there, because the 3 inches goes with the 3 inches. Now we can see the 3 to the 4 is joined by an angle that looks like it's about 90 degrees. So if we look at where the approximate 90-degree angle is in our second triangle, it looks like it's about right here. So for our corresponding parts, the 4 is attached to the 3 by a 90-degree angle. So the 4 must be attached to the 3 by a 90-degree angle. So 4 inches must belong here. Now the tick marks, they just show us which spots belong together, which ones are the same. So 5 inches, well, that's the other side. So we're going to put 3 tick marks. Then we're going to put 3 tick marks on the other side of our first triangle, and that one must be 5 inches. We found our corresponding parts, we've labeled them, and that's helped us to figure out what our perimeter would be, because we now know that it's going to be 3 plus 4 plus 5. Well, 3 plus 4, that's equal to 7. And 7 plus 5, that must be equal to 12. So we've got our answer. The perimeter, the distance around the outside of the triangle, must be 12 inches. We can box that one and move on. Remember, the important part of this problem is that they're congruent, meaning they're exactly the same size and exactly the same shape. Let's look at another problem. Here we have a question that says, these triangles are similar. What is the measure of angle A? So if triangles are similar, or any figure is similar, it means that they're the same shape, but not necessarily the same size. So if we look at these two, we can see our triangle on the left is a little bit smaller than the triangle on the right. But when we say they're similar, it means they're the same shape. And when they're similar, it means that the relationships of the angles are going to be the same. Now we can see in this, what is the measure of angle A? Angle A is our skinny angle there, or our small acute angle. Angle B is a much bigger acute angle. So if we look at this, well, our second triangle, if we were to rotate it a little bit, we can see that if we rotate it like this, it looks very similar to our first triangle. So, angle A, that must be 30 degrees. Because when triangles are similar, they might be different lengths of their sides, but their angle measurements will be the same. So A, that must be equal to 30 degrees. We've got our final answer. The way we'd want to write our final answer would be, say, M angle A, the measure of angle A equals 30 degrees. We've got our final answer. All we'd have to do is box it. Remember, similar shapes are just the same shape, but not necessarily the same size. We'll practice this more with our lesson practice on page 587. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.